everybody. I want to say thank you for everyone coming in today. We're going to do a little bit like workshop. I decided to put some more time into it. The time now it's 16:16 on the clock. I don't know why I saw it, but gotta be a reason for it. Later on, we're going to look what 16:16 means. For I went out today to the beach and I try to transmute as much as the collective energies are going on. For what are we gonna do today? It's what I'm gonna kind of like share with you about healing. Perfect time for working on the healing because of the new moon. There, it's in the Virgo. Virgo is the hospital. We're going to be working with this. We're going to be asking some, please ask questions about healing. Okay. And I want to show you something that I did from within me about healing and what's led me to work more and more with energies because of a lot of the healing process is you to unite yourself within you. Post that quote that I wrote it a long time ago. You guys might see it, but I'll give it to you. Before you unite in a relationship with someone else, you have to unite your own with your own soul. But what is this? What do you got to do with all this? That's got to do a lot of your inner work from within you. You have to heal your wounds. You have to heal your fears. You have to feel your secret desires. You have to heal your shadow. You have to be open. You have to be truthful. But that does something else, though. And what that does is actually, once you begin to heal, now you have more energies and resources as energies, as a knowledge, as a things that you know from within you to work and perform better in life. For so that's what we are going to be discussing. For I have some few things in mind for you guys. First, I'm going to be talking about how to heal the lilith from within you. Then I'm going to be talking about the inner child. But before that, I'm going to be talking to you for understanding the energy within you, where you're leaking energy, where you're getting this energy that's leaking out of you, and you have no energy to do actually the proper unifications from within you. All right, so let's make in our recognitions for the people in the chat. Purity Passion, thank you for coming in. Ray Skywalker is in the house. Thank you for coming in. Carmen Orocho, thank you for coming in. Ann Smith and Lisa Doroshenko. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in. I know there's going to be some more people coming in as we go and we move with in this. Please keep the chat clean. Please keep the inner peace as we like it here. Carlos, thank you for coming in. Keep that inner peace because it's for all of us. Okay, it's not just me, you. It's all of us. And today, when I was at the beach, I was looking at that. When the people, they passed away, they decompose, right? But pieces of them, they're going into earth. Pieces of them, they're going into the water. Pieces of them going into the air. And when you look at Mother Nature, for all those pieces are there. You find it the soul of the earth from with and this. And I begin to kind of like meditate there at the beach and be in a focus of within my own self. And it hit me like a break, the head. It's like, well, it's the energy. Improper energy, it doesn't help you to move on. It doesn't help you to get in. It doesn't help you to have energy in order to do things from within you. So I'm going to draw you a little understanding to look at it within yourself. And then we're going to be talking about healing, because you're going to be healing energies from within yourself. All right, guys, so let me pull the white screen up here a little bit. Okay, what this is. So, all right, hopefully you guys seeing it. So, this is you. Okay, so this is current capacity of energy you are operating. But what is all this about? If you look at it here, you probably will find that the big one here, that was probably your fears. Right here, that is your worries. Here, that is your laziness. Here, it's about relationships, that blockage. Here, that is the energy that is unknown. Okay, you don't know this energy. You're afraid of this energy. That is your connections with the universe. This could be your kids. This could be a job. And here, that is your internal struggles. So what happens is you're operating probably within 20 to 35% of that power from within you. For that's 20 to 35%. And now you continue and you're working it to see why you have struggles. This could be your relationships, this could be anything. And where is your attention go? That's what the energies flows. So when you have time for your, for example, for your own struggles, guess what? You don't have time. You don't put energy there, but the energy is needed there. So now you cannot operate with that energy because simply you're blocking it from within yourself. These blockages doesn't help you to increase your capacity. They're actually a blocked energy in you. Is the same thing about job. If you have a job related issues, if you have a work or business or something from within you, a relationship, work relationships issues, all right, it's in your behind your mind. But now when you look at it behind your mind within everything from within you, that prevents you to operate in life properly. It occupies your mind. That energy creates different vibrations from within you. And that is the biggest problem, that when people go back home and they take their work with you at work, or they taking their personal relations problems at work. So that way they're not they cannot operate it from both energies. It just can't work. They just only work within what is their behaviors are. That is your discipline. That is it because you have to be at work. That is because you must be present at a certain time, at a certain point. That is it because you have to be at this place at this time because you have to. You must to. So that's what the energies you are operating. But the rest of the issues that they are unsolved within you, they suck that energies from you. So you don't have the full capacities of working from within you. Hi Diamond B and hi Christine. Thank you for coming to the chat. So look at all this chart. Look at that pie chart. When you do inner works and you work off your struggles, okay, now that capacity here, okay, that becomes more like a 40%, right? You understand that the job, if using your soul, if using your relationship, using your inner situations from within you, if you look at these positions about the job and you find the inner peace within yourself, you go ahead and understand that the job over there is exchanging of energies. That is about the energies that you're there, you do your best performance, and they're giving you money, which is with money you can exchange this money for different energy, for food, for paying the bills, and so on. But when you have this problem solved from within yourself, when you find a peace within the job that you have, you stop complaining, you stop worrying about it. Now that job energy here, okay, it comes to you as available. So now you have a 45% right here. So this is a 45% for you. When you're dealing with your kids, you put your kids to a daycare or situations, you know what they do, you know what's going on. You take that worries off of your mind. Somebody asked me about my kids, and I spoke to them, and I'm like, they're universe kids. They're not my kids. They have to find their own path in the world for it. And they were looking at me strangely, but what do you mean? That's what I mean. It's going to take you a long time to understand that with kids, you have to be help them to understand what is mean work, discipline, how the world works, how the job responsibility works, what is their responsibility, what is their respect, treating others, help them with the best with their behaviors within life. And your job is to make them ready to be independent. Okay, so they can be facing the things, but also your job is to teach them not codependency and interdependency when they're working out with others within team, so they can be successful within their relationships. That is your job. After that, you're not worry about anything else. I understand that with kids, it's a little bit more complicated sometimes in the situations, but when you are in a agreement within you understand of all these situations. Now, guess what? It's going to be more easy for you with the kids. Okay, instead of you going to the kids, you come back at home, you have so much stuff to do for it, or you're in a hurry up to work in the morning, and you begin to go and screaming and yelling because the kids want something while you're driving, or so on and so on and so on, issues and things like this. Guess what? You put that inner peace from within yourself, you control from within, and now that energy, instead of being a pressure, now that energy is going to work from with in your own self. So that energy of kids, okay, becomes a 50%. Most of you know exactly what I'm talking about, because when you put more love within you, why everything is flawless? It's flawless because of that. Your energy is all the time love, and all the issues you're facing in life, you're facing with love. They don't stress you out. They don't pressure you out. They don't do things from within you. So you're working in a very high capacity of energies from within your own self. Biggest things that probably you're going to work on this, that's going to be the fear of the unknown for it, which is going to tie it up to within fears. Okay. But the fears are conquered by what? By courage, by dignity, by discipline from within you. Those are the things that helps you to grow. Where there is a fear, there is no growth. If you focus more within your fears, the fears are growing within you, and you can go from, let's say, 80% operational positive power, you can go to 80% operations from fear. That's what the healing part is. When you heal all these situations, then the fear is gone. And guess what? Whatever there is no fear, there is love in there. And you begin to unite yourself from within you. Your personal healing is important. Why? Because once you're personally healed from within you, then you're going to become with healed person within a relationship. That's why a lot of the twin flames, they have issues for it. They bring unhealed issues, they bring unhealed fears, unhealed situations within the union. And now the union doesn't work. It's not going to work because they're not healed. And by understanding this pie chart up here, guys, I hopefully you guys gonna get this within your mind, because this is a very important understanding what that is, because things that you don't heal from within you, they're sucking your energies out. Basically, you have energy leaking somewhere. That could be a fears, that could be you are stuck into a situation, you're stuck in a certain issues that keep repeating over and over because it's not been worked out, it's not been dealing from within you. And that's why it requires a lot of inner work. Inner work is actually you repairing yourself. You focus from within yourself. You do things from within you, so you can have more and more available energy for healing. That's what this is. Because the more energies you have in you, the more you're going to heal from within. The more, if you going into tough positions, tough situations in life, okay, it's going to take your time and energy to heal. But if you don't have proper energy management, you're not going to be able to heal. I mean, you can listen to all the things about healings. You can go ahead and research all the things about healing. But if you don't understand it, that's the main reason about your energy management from within you. Then it's going to be this situations from within yourself that whatever inner work you do, you don't have the power to do it. It's like, I understand this, but I can't do it. Why? Somebody has to help me. Why? Because you don't have the proper amount of energy, the proper amount of courage, of discipline, you to do it, because it's somewhere else. It's probably an pain, unsolved issue, unhealed inner child, maybe something else that from within that wasn't right. So that's what we are going to talk about it today. That's what is going to be for within today. Hopefully, you getting it from within you, and hopefully, by understanding this reason, you are going to work for your own self. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for coming to a chat. I'm glad to see you here. First of all, we are going to be talking about how to heal the Lilith in you for it. And what is Lilith, though? Within a lot of the charts and a lot of the talks I did for it, I find out that a lot of the people don't have a healed Lilith. I work with someone who actually finally getting it, what it's mean, healing Lilith. Okay, healing Lilith, that is your really your shadow side, your secret desires, your secret things that you feel like if you tell them, if you expose them, if you tell someone that these things from within you, then you're not going to have what you have right now. That is basically a fear that it's created within the shadow for it. Take a look at how you're going to heal a Lilith from within you. What is the benefits of healing this? So within the twin flames, okay, specifically I'm talking about right now to the twin flames, okay, your secret desires, your probably your intimacy desire, your desire of how the things should be, could be, would be, and so on. You learn to hide them in your regular relationship. But when it comes to twin flames, you can't hide them. They have to be shared. They have to be exposed. They have to be spoken about it. Those are the things that you right now have to learn not to hide anymore. Because if you continue hiding it on it, there will be no union in there. You are not a unifications process from within your shadow. You are not united with yourself. You're not united within your soul. For the feminine, that it's a feminine energies, is usually this secret things. It's more working out because they know with intuitively what to hide, what to express, and how to do this. But now with the end of the age of Pisces, this energy doesn't work anymore. Understanding the damage that has been done of this hiding, it's passing from one generation to another, leads to the disasters for it. And now this hiding, these hidden situations create a lot of disasters within the families. The families have kids, and now the kids have issues, and so on and so on. But talking about this Lilith from within, most of the people connecting Lilith within this um, possessive, controlling, manipulative part of you that wants things from within you. That is like you want something so bad, but you don't explain why you want it. Because if you explain why you want it, then the problem rise. And when the problem rise is going to lead to a huge problems. So here it's connecting with the fears. And you say, well, I just like it. Why do you like it? You don't want to say why you like it. Why these things are the way they are. Now, when you actually go ahead and say, you know what, I like this because that's what I wanted, that's how I feel. I've been hiding this from within me, and I want to have this experience within you. Now you unified your shadow side with your own self. You have no fear of exposing your shadow to the person, to your twin flame, to the situation. Now they understand that shadow and they telling their shadow to you. Now this is the process of unifications between your shadow side and within your soul. But the shadow side is part of you. That's what this unifications is. So now when you unify that shadow from within you, within Lilith, specifically we're talking about, that is about these energies. They're coming more because now the one person wants to satisfy your soul and your shadow, but you also want to satisfy their soul and their shadow. This is basically you working together within the ego portions, but you also the soul portion. That is when you unified from within you, and it begins to have a healing process. That healing of this shadow, it helps you that you don't have any more this constantly worries, this constantly pressure. Did I did this right? Did I did this wrong? Did I did all this craziness? Did I get into it? You free yourself from worries about your bad traits, about your shadow, about your intimacy desires. Okay, it removes that. It free you up, makes the energy available free, because instead of you taking energy from yourself, you put it into that shadow, and that shadow, that energy is leaking out. Guess what? You don't have the energy to love right now and there. You put that energies in a different place because out of a fear. But once you understand and you overcome this position, now you're gonna feel good from within you. Now you actually do a inner healing from within yourself. Okay, a lot of the issues is the masculine. They well, I want to do this, I want to do that. I have this secret things. I have these secret situations. I have this secret parts from within me. I want to be like this and that experience, and so on and so on. I want to always be pictured like this, and so on. And now, because you love within the soul, okay, let's get this experience. Let's see what this experience will be. Let's see it what this is. You make the person happy within his shadow, because he's always been hiding this shadow. The masculine Lilith, okay, is a little different. The masculine Lilith could be from intimacy fantasies. It could be to all the way down to the things that they wanted to have, like maybe cars and so on and so on and so on, and things like this. Okay, could be expensive watches, could be going out to special places, and so on. All right, uh, that what it needs to be understand from both the masculine and the feminine perspective. Okay, when you look at it within these issues from within you, you heal that shadow, that Lilith shadow specifically within your own self. You have no fears to express what you feel, what your desires are, what your situations are from within you. That frees up a huge amount of energies. Huge. And let me tell you that this healing is going to be helping you down the road. Something happened, you already healed this. Now, instead of be dealing with 10 or 20% when you're trying to heal yourself, now you have much more because you already did other healing from before. You know how that feels when you go down. Specifically, when talking about with today's energies, for we are right now working with healing the collective energies. A lot of the people connecting to me, they ask me about you, what's going on. They want me to look their charts. They wanted me to see these energies. They wanted me getting into it, some specific, something that it's very specific. But guess what? We all end up in the same situations for. But now the collective energy is too strong because we have to, little pieces by pieces, take this old energy, taking these old issues, taking this old understanding, a little by little, we have to go ahead, take it, put it through us, and transform it to something new, to something different, to something better. We actually recycling the energies that from the age of Pisces. We are recycling the deceit, the shadows. We are recycling all the manipulations, the toxicity, and so on. You guys feeling it? Don't tell me that you don't. You, I know that most of you are feeling it. For and so, well, purity. I see what you're saying for it. Let the actions speaking for themselves. Okay, purity, passion. I want to embody in there because right now, what you do is you're stealing energy from yourself that you put into a person who does all this. Okay, I mean, this is like your attention's going in there. Now you're stressing yourself out. You maybe have an anxiety or depressions from within. And take a look if you take that energy from within yourself, passion. Uh, what's going to happen if you change the focus instead of the person, change the focus with something in else within you? Are you going to have these energies from within you? I know there is a lot of hackers are coming in. They make some comments in my videos. I have to keep tracking on them and I have to report them and delete them. Yeah. Yes, be a traveler, not a putting yourself in a survival mode. Okay, just kind of like you wanted to survive. You're a traveler. Okay, get that power back in you for it. Evolve. Okay, that's what's going to be the shock, not only for you, but it's going to be only a shock to the person with yourself. You're going to grow. Once you grow, you grow. Okay, that's what this is. I'm so glad that you're here. By the way, I seen a growth from within you, purity, passion. But yes, that is a healing. You heal from what will God allow my twin to abuse me for so long. Um, maybe it's not God. Maybe it's the other God. Okay, the lower one. Okay, for it. You need to understand things coming from one or a good reason, coming from the bad or from the good. But those are the energies are we talking about. They're coming out in the shadow. We are seeing them now. Okay. For example, give us an example from a shadow work. Okay, that is a exactly, Tiffany. Tiffany, I'm glad that you get in it. Okay, because now we see a lot of examples of this injustice, stealing money or taking advantages of people, toxic relationships. All this is coming in because we got used to it as a culture or as an understanding or as a situations because of the age of Pisces. Because age of Pisces, that's what it is. You have a one golden fish on the top of the water when it's clear. Do you know what it's down in the mud, down in the bottom? Do you know what is in the ocean down there? How many sharks are waiting in there? You don't know. Okay, that's what we are talking about. That these things right now, they're rising, they're coming up, they are going in. And if you're Pisces purity, then guess what? You understand these energies. Okay, you should be able to go ahead because Pisces is the end of the cycle in the astrology. But what we are talking about, like now, this change that comes in because Neptune is currently there in Pisces, we are going to move. We're going to move through this. Um, Dear bro, you're a powerful genius, 100%. Thank you, Bianca. Bianca, thank you for your gift for it. Let me know if there's anything I can do to you. I want to recognize you in the chat. Thank you for supporting me through the PayPal. Really do appreciate it. Okay. Is there anything I can do? I send you a message there. I appreciate everything. Much love to you too. And here is what we need to understand: the proper energy management from within us. But the energy management from within us, it's coming from our way of processing the energy, the thinking, the way we think. If you would think about somebody who did us wrong, and we go into this deep hole that they did us wrong, and we go down in the depressions, how much energy you operate in the world. Because you put 90% of your focus on that person who's damaged you, that person who hurt you, that person who promised you the world, but they didn't keep their word. Guess what happens in there? You're going down the depression mode. But if you go ahead and little by little work that out from that depression, that pie chart right here, this pie chart is going to increase more and more. You're going to develop it, okay? And you're going to beginning to chew fears, okay? And for example, what's going to happen at some point, you're going to reach this 100% your own self because you're truth. Okay, you have nothing to hide, nothing to get in there. Now, though, what are you going to do? You're going to be transmuting a collective energies. And that's what this work, this energy work that we are doing it right now. And some of you feeling it, this energy. You are in this stage of the truth. But now what happens in you? You feel the energies. It's like, Dio, I don't feel anything like within these energies. That was a question was asked a few days ago. And they're not about me. What should I do? That's what you need to do. You're taking out of the collective energies. And you already know how to transmute from within yourself by yourself. You are right now converting to truth. And what happens is you expand your capacity here. So now you're 100%, but you have 120% capacity. And that's why some of you as evolving. That's what some of you who are rising up right now, and you are like, Dio, why everything goes so fast? Why everything goes up? You just increase your capacity. You increase your level of understanding because you healed enormous amount of things from within you, and you unite within yourself. You got to the inner peace, and now you're working with in the collective for the benefits that benefits also the universe. And now you feel like, my God, what's going on? Why the things going so fast? They are coming, but why do I feel these energies? The more work you will do, the more work you will get. And it's normal if you feeling the energies, they're too heavy from within you. I need to understand you feel the how big, how enormous those energies are. They haven't been worked out for thousands of years. They were just sitting there, piling of crap that we need to recycle. This is like a thousands and a thousands of piles of water barrels. There are like a mountains of this. They have not been recycled. We have to take it one by one. Go ahead, grinding them out. Okay, go ahead, make them like a little pellets. Now they are in a small place. And now we can make something new. We making a new resource. We making it a new energy available for the next generation. That's what this is coming in. If you've been studying recycling of plastic, you will understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't, just go ahead and do this from within you, guys. Okay, but that energies, wherever you use it, but the most important issue is there is that shadow side of you to come out in the light, because within the shadow lives in the fear. And if you have a fear and a shadow, guess what? You're not in your full capacity of operations, of readiness for this new age of Aquarius to get there. That's what the goal is. You want to be happy, you want to be working with this, you want to be everything from within your own self. And this is why it's important now during this healing processes that coming in right now. I know it's intense energies. Some of you, it's even hard to get into like, Dio, I don't have energy even to look everything. You're talking to me about healing. Really? But if you understand that by working at those issues, you're going to have more energy. Now you're going to get it. Now you're going to go understand this with yourself, because the moon is going to move into Libra. If you unite yourself within yourself, now you're going to be ready for a relationship. But if you didn't do it, you get into that relationship, guess what happens? It's the same thing like probably your marriage, your friends, and so on. What happened to you is that failed. And some of you ask me about, Dio, why I'm repeating my cycles. Why do I feel like I'm in vortex? Okay, it's like all the time you're repeating things. Yes, you will repeat it because there is an unhealed portions from within you. You pushing your healing away because either of fear, because of a shadow, because of acceptance. What is the other thing will do and know if this was? What if they know this information? They probably never gonna like me. Fears. Okay. One of the biggest fears is like this. It is a midnight and there is no lights around you and so on. And you flip the switch, there's a light, you feel comfortable. Now the lights are off. And you're like, oh, you already know there's nobody there. But you are all right. You little from within. And when you look at those fears, when you look at those situations within these positions, you will understand these fears. They did you a favor, you to grow, But now you understand that these fears, they actually prevent you of living your best life from within you. So yes, like waking up in the morning from the sleep and is still tired. Exactly. You, if you don't wake up in the morning and you're not full of energy. Okay. Sometimes, okay, I wake up, I sleep like let's say 6 or 7 hours the most. For it, but the other day I slept 8. Well, I wake up and I was like, oh God, I feel good. I should go back to sleep. With so beautiful energies, I'm like, I feel good, right? But if you wake up after 4 or 5 hours and you're all stressed out and under things, what are you stressed out about it? What's going to happen within this? And yes, you not going to get a good sleep if your soul is not within peace from within you. But it's different when you put your head on the pillow and when you're like, I did a very good job today. I help a person. I know a person feels good and a person is getting better. I know these things are very well. And now I can put myself in a pillow. I know I have some more people to talk about it. I know I have to get in touch base with people. I will do it, but I will do it when I can't, and I will do it when I need to. But I'm happy for this person's progress. I did this for it. And also helping myself. I did that from within me. I did all these energies. Okay. So, guys, you can go ahead and ask some questions. What is your positions of a healing? If not, we're going to talk about situations with healing your inner child from within you. All right. I'm going to be waiting for you to, if you have some questions, or and I appreciate your inner peace in the room, in the chat room, guys. Okay. So it's very interesting. You guys have no questions. Wow. 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 Okay. Seashell. Hey, how are you? Hi, Dio. How do you stop yourself constantly thinking, ruminating on things, traumas, even if you understand them is hard? How do you stop yourself constantly thinking? Here's the thing. Seashell, very good question. By the way, very good questions. Thank you. Thank you for the good quality question in there. How do you stop yourself constantly thinking? Okay, when you look at it, the question has the keywords. And the keywords is stop constantly yourself thinking. They're a little bit, you just have to find a puzzle for. That means that within you, you have all these situations about ruminating. Why do you want that ruminating for? And if I was you, I will take a look at it from with me. What is my needs for being the ruminating? Is the ruminating that it's because you need someone to pay attention to you, someone to be with you? Is it because of you want someone to share your life with? Or that is it because of physical needs or because of anything else? Or that is a universal situations from within you? But if you are constantly thinking, that is your primary focus from within you. If you find the reason why is the primary focus, you will understand that maybe you putting that energy in that ruminating from within you more highest desire than anything else. You have to look um, if this desire it's coming from the lower self, this desire comes from the heart, or this is something that you've been praying for. Okay, the difference between pray and desire is from the ego. I want to have it, I want to have it, and you have no impatience, and you are constantly focused on this, and you kind of like stressing yourself out, and that stress energy it's converting to a gravitation. So every time you go for ruminating, that stress comes out of you and you don't get ruminated. And you are wondering probably what happens for within this. Okay, that's what I will go and look at it. But in order you to stop this, you have to look at it. This may be something connecting with a codependency as well. Okay, you maybe feel codependent, maybe something that you look from within you, that these energies of constantly thinking about this ruminating, okay, will be this portion that you need to heal from within. Because once you actually stop thinking about it, now you have available energy to correct yourself, but you also have an energy of patience, compassion from within you. So when you meet the person that you want to be ruminating, for example, you are not having the stress anymore. You actually have inner peace from within you. The power of inner peace is incredible. Specifically when you meet a other person who is like this, all stressed out, and you're like, oh, you're stressed out. Why you're stressed out? Let me give you a little inner peace. Take it easy and relax. What is it going on? This is like, when you are the patient, you're all stressed out. You go to your psychiatrist or psychologist, and oh, okay, let's see what happened to you. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Let's calm down right now. Let's look the situation. But now you are self-aware of this. When you are self-aware of this, you're getting to this energies of peace, seashell. But that is a very good questions for. And on things, traumas, even if I understand them, it's hard. You need to understand the traumas are done by others. And the traumas, okay, the more deeply you are cut, the more deeply the wound is, it takes more time to heal from it in you. So there is a difference with somebody just say bye, but it's so much difference if it's with someone you've been sharing your soul with, soul connections with, and then that trauma in there is much more deeper. It takes more time to heal. Sometimes if you're broken in pieces, it's kind of like you're alive, you're doing everything, but usually these things happens very not so much from within you. You can put the pieces together, but still you are broken in there. In order to heal that brokenness, okay, the situation has to be fixed. Maybe not now, maybe in the next lifetime or so, whatever. Or if the divine comes in and they can repair it and heal it for you. All right, that's what I'm talking about for. And yes, it is going to be hard. Seashell, I understand it's going to be hard. But you know what? It's more harder not doing it. You live in it with that trauma. You live in it with that pain. You don't rise up above. This is like you fall down on your knees like a kid, and now you don't get up. You don't move for, and you're carrying that wound from within you for. So take a look from in yourself, and yes, that's what should be. For how do you make your twin stop? here is purity, passions. You cannot make your twin jack about it. Okay, you need to understand that your twin, your soulmate, your soul connections, and so on, you can't make them do something about it. Has to come internally from them. If they have something to say, something that they need to do, or something from within their own selves, if they are in a war with themselves about you or something, uh, they gotta work on themselves, not because of anything else. I mean, that shows up who they are. You have to show who you are to your own self. Okay, your twin flame, if they want to apologize, if they want to reconcile, whatever they want to do, or whatever they trying to do, all this, some of the people, they still love you, but instead of they being with you and loving you, now they are all in this war with you because their ego is not satisfied. And when the ego is not satisfied, they still fight with you. They even scream, yell, and jealous, and so on. That's a toxic love we're talking about. Okay, they're missing the point that they don't have the inner peace within them, but you do. Okay, but you do. It is about you. Don't focus within your twin flame. I say that long time ago. Let your twin flame, your soulmate connections, does their inner work from within them. They don't have inner peace. They don't. They're constantly in a war with themselves. Let them be in a war with themselves. That battle is within them. That is an internal battle from within them. Don't worry about what your twin flame does. For Ann Smith, yesterday I told my twin, return to sender. Exactly. Just, yeah. Yesterday I told my twin, either we are together or we're not. He said he was not ready to be the truth. I told him goodbye. Don't call me anymore. This morning I woke up at 3:33. I feel good energy. And now I focus on me. Yes, be careful with these communications right now. See, the guy told you he is not ready for he to be the truth. Okay, uh, you should have replied to him like, "Is anything I can help you to say the truth? How can I make you more comfortable to say the truth?" But not like, "Don't call me," because I did that. Don't call me, but because there was no truth telling to me, and I was very, got my limits on it. Got my masculine energy in Taurus. My Mars is in Taurus. I wait, I wait, I wait, I wait, I wait, I wait, I wait. There was nothing happened, nothing happened. And in the end, it's like, you know what? Keep your secrets in your lies for your own self, and don't call me anymore, and so on and so on. But they were not ready for the truth. I understand they're not ready for the truth. The truth is their internal battle. They have their shadow sides, they have their secrets. So left the door open. If they're ready to do, or they want to confess, they want to do all that stuff, they can do it. Okay, it's up to them. I have to keep on doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, doing the work that was needed to be done. So, Ann Smith, on one side, it's good that you point out the issues for it, but keep the doors open. Okay, if you have to, and you feel like you have to close it once and for all, or whatever you feel like you have to block all the communications because you have to really cut that energy because you have no energies within you. You are completely depleted. You are exhausted out of this energy. They suck the life out of you. Yes, I can understand that portion because you can't give them energy when you have nothing from within you. How come? You need to recharge. So there is always two issues within this. But we're looking at within illuminations is like, here we go. This part of healing that we need to understand that he has to heal. You see, he has to heal from within his truth to come to you. So, Ann Smith, that's a pretty good point. That um, that you point out the issue. Let him work on it. Let him does within you, but at the same time, let work within yourself, within the patients, maybe on the situations. But it's also great thing of what he actually taking as action. Focus on you. Great job with that. Okay. Good morning, Dio. What's the gravitational energy in Bluffdale, Utah? Samantha, I can look at that. If that is so important, probably you're asking for it. Uh, well, just I need the time, Samantha, to give me the time in Utah, current time in Utah, so I can go ahead and look for it. Okay. Seashells, thank you, Dio. You hit the mark, healing codependency issues and naivety. One thing, Seashell, codependence, yes, I can agree with that. Take a look with being naive. There is a little difference between naive and being truthful and honesty. A lot of the people misunderstanding that being naive with truth and honesty about the love. Uh, See there from within. I feel something within the energy there. Seashell, take a look at naivety a little bit more. Maybe you are a naive, okay? But see from within you. Here with Nam, my twin talked to me 15 days back with abusive words, like respecting me, like trigger and detached from her. She used to do this earlier to do, but this time I respect myself enough to take it. Yes, there's gonna be this communications coming out. The toxic environment communications will come out. 15 days ago, yeah, that could have been intense for it. That could be this shift within the sun that was still in Leo when that was that intense energies are pounding. So a lot of the people, their ego just it's coming out, and yes, but it's good that you respect within yourself and let them deal with their own issues, because most of the people what they do is they are in a war within themselves and they bring that war to the other people. Then what are you bringing to me? I'm just freaking love you. Why are you bringing your war to me? You are in a war with yourself. You're not healed. You come on, you have explanations to do, but to me or to your own self? Oh, to both. But guess what? Look from within you. So yeah, Samantha, you said 811. 811, yeah, Utah. Okay. Uh, uh, 1 second, Samantha. We'll go ahead and look for it. I have a hidden shadow. How do I find it? CC, very easy. Things you're hiding, things that you're afraid of, things that doesn't let you to do the work. Things like, for example, when you say, I can't do this or I cannot do this, that shows up where the energy is leaking. So you can do this, you can process and reform. So let me look at 811 and Utah. Mhm. Currently, the energies there in Utah is the ascendant is together with the moon. That is a beautiful trine with Uranus in the north node and Pluto. It should be feeling okay as far as these energies, but there is a T square with within the Sol that it's in Gemini, and that is a T square in Neptune. That could be a lot of distort visions from within. You may have some visions about something that could happen, something elusive, delusive, something hidden, something in the shadow, and so on and so on. And the sun is in square with Mars. For it's not that intense because there is nothing much in there, but maybe like an hour ago or half an hour ago, most likely, the MC was in Mars, and you might feel a lot of anger in there, a lot. I'm talking about this energy between the sun and Mars is not a joke. For but there is also, this uh, the ascendant is at 21 degrees. Pretty soon is going to meet the Mercury within Libra, and you're probably going to feel like you don't want to talk about it, things and situations. For that's what is Samantha. Um, what if it sounds like I don't want to now because you don't want to, but you feel and you understand that you need to? What is the conflict in there, CC? What is the situations in there from within you? Laziness, maybe? Discipline? Or lack of understanding from within? What are the real issues in there? And they're hidden within the shadow. Okay? It's like, I don't want to do it. Why don't want to do it? I just don't want to do it. Why don't want to do it? Oh, maybe because you want somebody else to do it. But that is the inner work. Nobody can do the inner work for you. And that is a CC something to look that shadow part from within you to say like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead uh, uh, and do it. Gifted. I don't want to be gifted. Yeah, you don't want to be gifted, but a lot of the people they have a energy awakening, and sometimes this energy awakening creates a lot of issues for them. But why would you be gifted, Cece? Why would you be gifted? Something with purpose, something with evolution, something with helping others. Yes, that's a huge issue. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about the healing the shadow, healing Lilith from within, healing some situations with their darkness from within themselves that they don't want to show up their darkness? Come on, there's got to be some more things. I was expecting some bigger questions about that. All right, then. There is no questions about this. We're gonna move to the next healing I have for you guys, and that healing is about the. Thank you for checking that for me. How to begin the healing work. Beginning the healing work, Samantha, is recognize what is uh, the things that hurting you. What is your pain? What you cannot do. If you cannot do something, why you cannot, but you feel the need of doing it, something on your own self. I'm not talking about just to go to the store and buy groceries. That it's a physical need. Okay. I'm talking about like you struggle something from within you. You know that you have to do a corrections within yourself, but you're not doing it. That is a shadow. That is something that it's preventing you within you. Something that goes on. You begin to recognize this by the issues keep coming up from within you. You take a look deep within the issue. Why I'm not capable or able to do this? What's the reason? And you begin to dig in from within your shadow. You begin to look within your shadow. You're like, for example, if you don't know how to express your feelings, what happened to you? When was the first time you could not express your feelings? Maybe there's something happened that you cannot say what you want, or maybe something when you said what you want, you didn't receive that, and now you really got angry about it, and now somebody took different measures, okay, and now you stop internally inside of you expressing this from within you. Just giving you an example. I'm not talking about like something from within you, but I'm talking about the beginning of the healing work is recognize what needs to be healed. You may have a few issues to be healed. You may have few things to be healed. Okay. If you know your chart, take a look your sixth house. What do you have there from what in you? What do you have in there? Okay. I mean, you also maybe, if you have, for example, a lot of the people who are healers, they have a north node in the sixth house in there. You need to understand, maybe you have to become the healer to heal yourself. The wounded healer, that's also Chiron. What is your Chiron in your chart? That might give you some clues if you can't look deeply from what's in you. Okay. But yes, the trauma is going to show you, because here it is. You're not going to fix your head if you're tall and your foot it hurts, right? So you pay attention to the foot, okay, to that toe. You don't pay attention with your head, but you're feeling it in your head, okay? That's what this is. All right, you're not gonna go to a heart surgeon when your toe is hurting. All right, I'm just reminding about someone who made it a similar speech and it was so funny back in the days when I was listening to it. And I was like, when I was working on my own healings, and I don't remember who I was listening back then. That this has been like 10 years. I was listening to someone, but I remember this speech about focus, and he's been very funny about it. And that's what I can give you as a guidance. That's how I can give you this for it. Take a look the pain. Where is the pain is? Pain actually show you. It's the button. It's your trigger to look at it. What needs to be healed. That's what this is. The pain for. So. Do parents keep issues in the shadow? Yes. If you have the same patterns and you keep them in the shadow, guess what? They keep coming out. They keep coming out, CC, and until you pay attention to it. Four. A lovely root. Thank you. Why does the shadow will still appear even after healing some places left in there? You don't heal it on 100%. There is something within the shadow that stays there. You need to understand. There was a, I don't remember who was listening to it. He was talking about cleaning the shadow. It doesn't matter how much you clean one room perfectly. There's still always gonna be some place, some corner that you actually didn't clean. There's always gonna be some leftovers. Don't pay attention to the leftovers. But when the next time the issues coming in, see what you missed. You may miss the corners. So pay attention at the corners. Okay. The biggest part of the healing is to clean up the most of it. And the first time, then when the issues coming in, you clear a little bit more, then a little bit more. Don't over focus on that, but do something about it. Not just stays there. And when the issue reoccurring, and then it's like, what I'm going to do now? I'm going to act the same way I acted, and I'm going to get the same real results. And, four. Four. So you have to accept there is always some place. For example, if you clean up your room, okay, I'm talking to you, lovely Ruth, you wiped up all the dust and everything for it. And guess what? You probably don't pay attention, but the door, the very top, when you open the door, on the very top, there is also a dust. For example, those are the hidden spots within your consciousness that you didn't pay attention to it. But those are kind of like places that they're gonna come out some point or another. But maybe not. Those are not like the most important spots. You clean up the most important stops in there. Okay, but we're talking about don't strive for perfections to clean the shadow. Is you get the first step of get that shadow accepted from within you, and then go ahead, and that shadow is you now within you. Go ahead and express it out. You don't have, for example, your room, if it's dirty and somebody walks in, is like, what are you gonna do? He walks in the room, right? What are you gonna do? I'm sorry about the mess, but it is what it is. I have things to get it done, and I'm under the depression and all this stuff. But guess what? Most of the people, what do? When somebody knocks, it's like, I'm sorry, I can't let you go in. And guess what? You're walking outside of the room and you're talking in there. Why? Because you don't allow nobody to see your shadow. But guess what? The shadow is you. For it. There's nothing is going to be perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Strive for a perfection sometimes is very in bad position. Strive for success, that is a whole another story. If you strive for success to succeed in that fight, you gonna be pulling that. You're gonna be have no problems. It's like, okay, come on in. And he's gonna look the room. It's like, you're like, it's all right. It's just me. I mean, come on. I don't have time. I have two jobs. I'm going. I don't have to explain or making excuses for me. But let me explain the situations. My room is messy because I have so much things to work on it and to do. It is what it is for it. And I want to say apologize, but what can I do for you since you're here? See, you show up your shadow. You say the things the way they are. Is it the world end? No. But guess what? What end within you is the fear of showing up who you are. Because one who's going to accept you and love you, they're going to accept you as who you are. Okay. But if someone closes the door and says, like, don't walk into this room, don't do this, don't do that, and so on, they have a shadow work to do from within you. So, roots that there is always going to be something. Okay. But you have to be okay with that, because the next time you're going to get all the situations ready. Next time, all the situations ready, and there's going to be a time. If you ever work at the clinic service, and the clinic service, what they do specifically at the schools, They clean up the things, but once a month they have cleaning and specific items. Okay, those are the specific items that goes on. You go on the top of shelves when actually nobody goes in there, but you go there. Okay, you clean it up in there, and you sign on the sheet off that you clean up on the top of the shelves. Okay, for example. Uh, Trauma in the shadow. What is that? Not want to come. The what? Trauma in the shadow. One does not want to come out. Well, you don't want it to come out. You don't want to come out the shadow. You don't want to let the shadow to the other people. You don't let yourself to the out there to be seen as who you are as 100%. You're hiding something. Whatever that you're hiding, CC, that could be from within. Katie, thank you for coming to the chat. Dio, what is the name of the shadow in the masculine? There has no name for it, Katie. No. Okay, that could be from toxic intimacy, sexuality, dreams, and fantasies. For it, that could be to a cars and so on and so on. For as far as the masculine goes, but when that shadow comes out and they have this within one partner, the masculine energies, and they express their desires and they have these desires with the damn partner and they achieve everything with that partner. Actually, the shadow that it's been lilith within the masculine, now it turns to love. It turns to beautiful unconditional love because it satisfied the shadow within the man from within. It's same thing with the feminine energy. When the feminine energy wants to be loved in a certain way, they want to be carried in a certain way, they want to have a certain things, but they want to have this just specific person with only one, not with everybody, just only one for it. When they open that and they receive that, then Lilith becomes out of the shadow and now becomes the goddess part, and the love walks in there. That's what the healing situations with Lilith is. If you like the shadow, if you liked the shadow, it's not the shadow anymore. That doesn't mean recognize it. You can no, actually, Cece, here's the thing. So I want you to imagine that your shadow, it's the pile of things within your room. It's not organized. It's only a piles of clothes and piles of things. For it, maybe you took the laundry and you never folded, and now you made another laundry, it's not folded either, so now you have this. So guess what, you turn on the light and you see them, right? And you're like, no, I don't want to deal with them, and you flip up the switch and you go back into the other room. That's what you can put the light within the shadow, doesn't help. You require some actions. It requires something. It's require you to go fold those clothes. It's required for you to go do all those things, not just shining the light. Shining the light is not. Shining the light is only to help you to understand what is within the shadow. For CC, Tiffany, I had to understand that evolving involves melting growth. Sometimes the parents don't get to the point because they don't work with them. Tiffany, you hit right on the spot, talking about this inner child situations for it, because unhealed parents, when they have kids, they also have unhealed kids. You know, it's been an issue. It's coming in. Some of the there is a raise up with a need of psychologists in the daycares for it. Friend of mine who I'm working with, she is a licensed psychologist here in Bulgaria. Some of my clients who are Bulgarians, they go to her and she was like, they offered me a job and I couldn't refuse it. I began to start working there full time. Why? Why is that though? Because they haven't learned things. What did they learn is how to play on the phones. They don't know how to be having a respect. They don't know, for example, hey, can you please bring me a cup of water for it? They don't know how to be polite. They don't understand basic things for it. And now they see it in the child care, and they are like, we need to do this. You're going to see it. It's going to rise up a lot. You can see right now teenagers, they are fighting in the malls. You see all this craziness from, but all begins that you as a parent, if you have a kids, take a look your relationship with your parents. What's that was, because it's all that connecting pattern that repeats. In some cases, this could be a family karma but evolving, yes, involve that healing the inner child from within. And some of the parents, they don't get to that point. For example, if you're like in your 30s, your parents don't get the point right now for it, because now the situations are different, and there were parents back in, for example, back in maybe late 70s, early 80s, for example, for that it's required a mental growth, because the mental growth shows up the things that coming out on the surface that needs to be done. And yes, a pretty good point, Tiffany. Yes, uh, but the parents, they don't do the work. You need to understand, some of the parents, they are very uh, it's very hard for them to do it. Okay, it's very hard for them to do it because of they got used to it, to the old ways of hitting in the shadow. Okay, they understand probably they did cause, they did harm, and they did everything, but they understand is something else. They cannot change what they did. They cannot change the behavior, but through all the lessons for it, the younger generations can actually turn the things around with doing the mental process. So, Tiffany, I want to say that this is being a huge issues right now, but I'm glad that I'm not, the only one. It's holding on to this. For what is the ultimate journey of twin flames? Uh, Jyotimoy Mishra, if I can pronounce it right. Very good questions. The ultimate journey. The ultimate journey is when you become an absolute within yourself and absolute truth from with another person, and you begin with the absolute truth within the universe. Uh, then begins a real different magic for begins miracles, begins situations, begins a higher level of consciousness. Okay, we're talking about ascension on a very high level from within, energies that are beyond comprehension and understanding. For some of you, maybe felt it if you had brief union, or if you're in a union within the divine, you will understand the presence of the third energy, the third absolute energy, and you will understand that the breath of the soul within these energies. You will get to the illumination point of the need of absolute truth, and you're not going to hide nothing, neither from your partner, neither from the divine. And you're going to begin to live a lifestyle like this. Somebody says, how you been, or what have you been doing, and so on and so on. You can easily go ahead and tell them, well, I was at such and such, and I did such and such, and did whatever I had to do for it, without even What if they're gonna judge you, understand you, correct you, laughing at you, or so on? Because you understand, you tell them the truth. You got nothing to ashamed of. That is a this primary mission is just to meet the twin flames, suffer, recover, be lonely. So you need to understand that the most biggest reason for twin flames to not being together, it's the lack of evolution. Playing a kids games or playing tic-tac-toe, for example. If you, I need him to do this or I need her to do this, he has to be like this and they have to be. Instead of saying to be, is you should be like, how can I help you to heal this? Not just acting out of a middle of nowhere or from a shadow. And that is the situations for unhealed shadow. Unhealed shadow is the biggest problem why the twin flames are not together. Really, that's the bottom line that comes in. For lack of maturity, lack of uh, respect to the divine connection. I need to understand some of the twin flames, they don't respect the divine energies here, and they feel them from within them. Some of them they don't respect that. They're just, I'm gonna go on my way. I'm gonna be listening to my ego. I'm gonna be listening to this and that. For and that's what is behind all this. Lack of maturity, shadow work, ego needs codependency, and so on. That could be even toxic relationships, not realizing that they are toxic from within themselves. That's also shadow work. Maria Richards, a little off topic, but your shirt is so cool. When the sunlight touches it, the orange turns to yellow. Yes, actually, that is the original, very, very original from the soccer team, Roma. Okay, that's a yeah, that's how that is. Those are very cool shirts. I like them, and uh, that I love them for so much for it. Yes, it's cool. And thank you, guys. Don't make me blushing now here. For um, great examples. Thank you for helping and extending the concepts. Hello, Dio. Uh, how can one know the healing is done? Andrea uh, Chonova. I hope I pronounced it right. If I don't, I want to apologize, Andrea. You will know, and the way you know is that issue's not going to bother you anymore. That situations doesn't come to you anymore. And now there is a people who come to you. It's like, how did you fix it? And you explain it to them. How do you fix it? You explain it to them what happened, what is the situations, what are the issues, and you are going to feel free. But there is one thing you're going to know the most: you have an additional energies to deal with other things. You're going to have energy available to you about things and situations from within that you are right now from wounded. You become the healer, but you using this energy to heal more and more. You're kind of gonna fall off within love from within yourself of healing. You're like, oh my God, I learned this. I have to fix more of this. I fixed this issue. Now I gotta fix this issue. Now I gotta fix this issue. This is like you cleaning your house from within. Now I gotta clean the dishes. Then I gotta do the laundry. Then I gotta clean up my desk. Then, but you turn off the music and you feel good. And at the end, you feel good about it, right? That's how you will know that the healing processes from within you are done. The wounds doesn't hurt you more. The situations, they don't hurt you anymore. You're actually moving on with in life without the pain from within you anymore for it. Wow, Andrea, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. For yeah, guys, thank you, Andrea. If you need anything, you can find me on the Facebook, and I like personally to give something if you need for it. Tiffany, I feel that you can do the most good there, because people need to understand how important it is to be on what their parents have done. Exactly. People have to understand that what parents taught them could be wrong. How about a culture crap that has been passing from generations? How about maybe a religious values that now currently they don't apply it anymore? Or those made up religious values. You're looking within the religion and you find out that they weren't, for example, but they use the religion for something like this. Okay, you're right. Tiffany, I totally agree with you. This is, for example, in some of the cases, people bring old pains from centuries back, from situations back. Now they bring those issues again so they can put the pain again in there, because people got used to the pain. They live within the pain. Some of the people who they work, they're living in the stressful times. They have a hard time to relax. Do you know why? Because they become to have the habit of being the stress all the time. And if they go into the inner peace, they feel uncomfortable. Can you imagine their focus of having an internal peace? But now when they're in internal peace, they feel uncomfortable because they used to the habit all the time to be stressed. And if there is no stress, there has to be made up of stress. And it's so different within this. Catherine Gutierrez, good morning to you. Thank you for coming to the chat. Tiffany, 43. Hey, Dio, can you pronounce your last name? Veselinov or Veselinov? Depends of what kind of language you're using. Andrea, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Dio, what is meant by divine timing? You need to understand divine timing, that it's coming in with a divine set. You ready? Are you ready? And they move you forward. That's what divine timing. Divine timing, it's also the descriptions when you allow the issues that cannot be solved to hand it over into the fix within the divine timing. Just go, and it's like, this issue currently cannot be fixed for it. It cannot depend from within me. There is a divine timing. It's gotta be coming. Divine knows when the time is right for everything. For the divine knows what you need to do within the people. Okay, within the conscious, subconscious. The divine can comes into your dreams, through our energy, through everything within you. If you have to be on a certain point, a certain time or something, divine knows how to do it. For now, if you're resisting divine, that's because of your lower self or because of any other reasons, then you see that your life is not in the right place. You feel like you're not in the right place. Your life turned upside down. That you mean you really go down the hill, and then you're wondering where is the divine timing. Take a look from within you, because some of the people missing this divine timing, missing this situations, and when they crash in life, then they begin to look from within. Divine timing, it's basically when the divine is involved within. That could be a divine timing for union. That could be a divine time for separation. That was going to be a divine time for healing. Okay, you need to understand that divine can come and heal you. Okay, they will experience it. I know what I'm talking about, but that is also divine timing. They know when to act upon you. They know how to heal things from within you. Okay, without divine helps, we probably will go back to being monkeys, I guess. And how will I know my healing is over? Andrea, the healing is over when you're happy with it. For example, If you have a pain and all of a sudden that pain goes away, it doesn't have it anymore. You don't feel that pain, but you live with that pain for 2, 3 years. Okay. For example, I will give you my example for it. I have a lot of pain right here when I couldn't breathe. And for 2.5 years, my throat was dry and I can't breathe through it until I was snoring a lot because I can't breathe through my nose. It's impossible to me to breathe through my nose. But when I did my 2, 3 surgeries here in Bulgaria, I began to breathe again through the nose. Now I begin to understand I'm healed. Now I understand that I can breathe through my nose. Okay, now I'm better. Now I don't have to get up every 2, 3 hours and drink some water because my whole throat is dry. Now I'm feeling much better, feeling much good for me. That's how you will know the pain is not there, but in the place of the pain, there is a healing in there from within. Okay, and you are going to feel happy that the pain is gone for it. I'm looking at the previous generations. This makes so much sense, like me letting stress to go, fears getting soft. I've seen this in European grandparents, and the parents went through wars. Maria Richards, yes, but that is pretty much everywhere, not only in these places. What happened is the lack of uh, this kids issues is everywhere. Maybe in some places where the culture of appreciations of elders, maybe the appreciations of everything. There was actually a study that was made that the kids raised by grandparents are much better off by kids raised by parents for it, because the parents right now, they have totally different understanding about world and culture and societies and everything that was. At one point, though, the effects are changing within this, because right now the current younger generation, okay, their parents sees these parents that something is not right, and now they begin to look in within their kids, but now they begin to look within themselves. So this is like a 3 generations right now healings going on today. If you ask me about it, within Neptune, there is in Pisces, that's what actually happened. We're clearing a lot of generational healing, a lot of generational karma that is from what, like few generations for it. So basically, like if you have issues with the kids, you go back into the parents. From the parents, you go to the grandparents, and now the grandparents evaluate their relationship with their parents, so they can break these patterns. So the new generations that comes in, because the new generations walks into the age of Aquarius, they have to be fixed. They have to be in the proper situations, and that's what this energy. I mean, Neptune and Pisces screws up everything. Okay, I mean, this is what we are called the astrologers. They're calling this Neptunizations. You're kind of like within so much fantasies and how you think it is and illusions and so on. And when the reality hits, it's like, hi, here's Neptunizations. You are in illusions. You are in the out of realities. Now you have to fix it. It's very awkward thing, but that's what the process is for. You're welcome, Maria Richards. Oh, I know. Yes, I understand. I gotcha. For it, it is always about healing yourself first, and you can love someone else. Exactly, because if you don't heal yourself, you carrying the wounds within you, but you're also carrying the wounds within the relationship. This is like you bring your baggage with in the relationship with someone to carry within you. The worst problem is when you get into that relationship without showing your baggage. and all of a sudden you're putting something and the person doesn't know what to work with. What are they working with? They might be able to help you, they might be able to heal you, but you never show it, you never express it, you never done it, the things. So yes, it's important to heal yourself first, because if you don't heal, then the triggers are coming, separations is coming, and you really have to heal it from within. Hopefully the divine is not involved within this, because they're really gonna push buttons for it. I seen this within now within Saturn being a karma, because Saturn right now, Saturn is the karmic ruler, but right now he squares the north and the south node. He just squaring the past karma and the current karma. Is like, you don't look into the issues, well, I'm gonna stop coming to success to you, and I'm gonna be get you for past transgressions. I'm gonna bring it into your own face. You don't like it, it is what it is. If you don't, if you want to do something about it, though, I can help you. I can work with you, but you gotta heal your shadow. You need to understand Saturn has no mercy within this, because he's an Aquarius. He's like, I'm preparing you for better life. Okay, this is like the teacher that tells you, guess what? You need to know how much is 2 + 2 and equal 4, because otherwise you may give $100 for something that costs $2. You're never gonna get the 98. How would you gonna feel like that? That's how it's for. And yeah, current situations are like this. Andrea, you're welcome. If you need some any help, find me on Facebook. If you need to talk for something more specific within healing from within you, I'm willing to help you out for, even if it's something within astrology. Maybe look your chart and see something in there. But find me in there. I can help you out. For, and thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. It's return of the energies, which is good. I like it and appreciate it. For. This has been a pretty good energy right now we're keeping, guys. I appreciate keeping it that way. For, do you guys have some any more questions, or are we gonna move into the inner child from within you? I gotta bring a picture, by the way. Let me see. There it is. All right, guys, we're gonna talking about healing the inner child from within. All right, you guys know this guy. Okay, you still have the same guys. All right. Yeah, that's Dio. That's me. That's my inner child from within me. For it. Showed this before, but you going to need it if you want to heal your inner child. Okay. So actually this picture is a little bit different, but it's been so long within this picture. For yeah, cutie pie. Yeah, it's been a cutie pie. I remember there was a this red polo, And you guys don't see it, but right here I have something that we Bulgarians put in on March 1st. It's called Martin. It's actually white and red for it. That becomes of the blooming of the masculine and the feminine energy that's coming in from to it. There was a lot of things that wasn't healed within me. There was a lot of situations for it. I was always felt abandoned and so on and so on. And I look at him that was here but was abandoned. Yeah, I grew up without my parents, but I wasn't abandoned. I was raised by my grandparents. My grandma was the mother for me, and my grandpa was the father for me in my life. They raised me up to the age of 15. Uh, four. And I look at it, a lot of the issues, the situations, and so on and so on. And I had to go look deeply from within me, and looking at that cutie pie that you guys said it. And it reminds me how this cutie pie was always happy. He was happy at the daycare. Everybody loves him at the daycare. Everybody was looking at this. They called it big eyes for. I mean, I don't know what was, but they were kind of like a big eyes. I mean, if we can zoom in to you guys, for it, they liked that my eyes so much, and I was always good to everyone at the daycare. I was always a good boy. I was always listen to what they were telling me. I was always the one guy there. And my grandma was working at the daycare, so I was very pretty good on too. But I've always been cared with love. I learned the love from my grandparents. They never left me alone. They never left me with things. And uh, for it. And yes, I do have a siblings. I have a three. I have we are a total of three brothers and a sister. So I have two more brothers and a sister for it, which is I live almost not knowing them most of the time, except my sister. For but what I'm trying to tell you guys is that if you're looking at the wounds, they are related to your childhood or something that leads you back into your childhood. You gotta find a picture of this like this. Okay, you gotta find a picture of this and find that little person from within you. Find that little boy, find that little girl, and see does it really was that much damage. You might find that some of the things you get you mad today, there was so much mad because somebody didn't buy you ice cream, somebody didn't buy you a toys, somebody didn't buy you a sandals, somebody didn't buy you a Nintendo back in the days. And you find out that because of this, they happen in your childhood, you're now reacting in this case, in these situations today. You might be looking at from within your childhood. Where did you play? What did you play? Who was your friends? How was your relationships with your friends? How was your relationship with your friends? How did you play it in the streets? Did you play on the streets or you play just to stay at home? Now, if you take a look within you, if you are so social out there in the street, if you are always good within the neighborhood, why your life is now good is because you were good within the neighborhood. You were good as a child, but if you weren't, why wasn't? What was the reason? And when you take look those things within yourself and correlate it to the inner child, do a little meditations. Do go deep dive from within you and go ahead and see that person, that little person of you within you. Go find it. They may be in your shadow. Most of the time, you shaft your inner child into the shadow because the inner child didn't get something, didn't get proper attention, didn't get proper understanding about love, didn't get the proper communications with people, didn't get the right discipline, didn't understand what that's mean work, or didn't understand what's the meaning of values of money, didn't understand most of the stuff for it. So if you have your issue, for example, with money, what did you learn with money? How did you learn with money? If you have issues with relationships, what did you learn within the relationships? How that is correlated within your inner child. If you have issues, for example, of lacking discipline, maybe there was no discipline. Now you have to self-disciplinize yourself, but you have to find your inner child. That inner child is the answers that you're looking for within your shadow. That inner child will tell you the pain, the issues, and the problems that you have from within you. Okay? Take that little picture, just put in your face, you're staring at that picture, and remind yourself, who are you? Who was this little deal? Who was this little person? You. Remind yourself how much was in there. Sensei, be quiet. No, no, Sensei. Okay? So when you see this, when you get through this energy, Sensei, come here. Sensei, hey, go. Sensei doesn't behave very well. So he needs attention. You need an attention, buddy? I can give you attention. Come here. Come here. Kitty pie. Okay. Here's the inner child. All right. You gonna behave now? Okay. All right. He needs a baby time. So he loves to be on my lap, and he likes to hug daddy's paw and be like this and sleep on me. So that's how he is right now. There he is. He likes to be like this. And yeah, he's my baby. Gio, we can change the past. We can change the now. Kim, yeah, but what you learn in the past reflects you in the now. How would you fix the now if you don't fix the broken links from the past? You're carrying the same broken links within the now. And that's what it's important to go back and fix the links right at the base, right at the beginning. Your inner child is the base of your behaviors. If you don't fix your, excuse me, your behaviors, you have an issue with something or you have situations within something, when were you supposed to learn them? Where? What years? The first 7 years? Maybe the first 14 years? Okay, maybe the first 20 years? And you see that if you don't understand something that now creates your problem within you, now you have to deal with the problem. But the problem was to learn the basis. And if you haven't learned the basis, then you have to learn them now. So Yes, at some point you are correct. You have to do it now, but the real problem occurred back at the base, back at the beginning, and that's what Tiffany right here for explain that, because right now we're seeing this because the broken links of a parent, it's passing to a broken links to a kids, and that's what comes in a more and more is issue. I don't know if Tiffany is still here in the chat room, still for it. How do you fix it? You go back and look from within, looking at in the inner child for it. Did you respect money? Did you respect people? Did you respect communications? Did you respect friends? Did you respect other people's opinions? Whatever your issue is, you look at it in there and you're like, why I did not? And now if he did not, why not? Now you really look to the bottom of the issue from within you. And that's what a lot of the relationship coaches says like this. If you haven't fixed the issue, your relationships will bring that issue. And that's what we're talking about here. In order you to fix that link, you have to dig within that link. Where is it broken? Why wasn't developed? Why did you not grow up? What was the reason you did not grow up for it? And that's what we're talking about, the big problem of immaturity. Most of the people, they may be on their 30s, 40s. Have you seen the people, they haven't been matured? Why? Because they were spoiled. They were spoiled. Now, all of a sudden, the life changed them. They have to go to work, and nobody explained it to them that they really have to go to work. They don't know how to care for themselves. They don't know how to cook. They're all independent of prepared food. Maybe they know certain things, but not like, care for it. You probably hear about this for. But if in childhood somebody show you how to cook, somebody teach you how to wash dishes, somebody teach you how to properly take care of yourself, if somebody told you if you go ahead and wipe the dust and all this and or go sweep or go pick up the laundry, if you do the chores, I'm gonna give you $10. Now the kid learned that this $10 was earned. Or go cut the grass, I'll give you $20. Now the kids learning that when they perform a work, they're gonna get something for it. All these things are missing; they're gone. And some of the cultures, some of the situations, they are really for it. Maria, does this relates to the mirroring concept? Yes. Maria Richards, yes. Because the mirroring begins in the childhood. You copying what you are surrounded with. And that is a totally bingo right there, Maria Richards. By the way, thank you. Thank you. Yes, it is, because that's what you begin to develop. You copying the goodness within friends. You copying the best traits. You develop as an empathic situations. Could be enveloped in other things. When people make you angry and they are like try to manipulate you. Okay, I had somebody try to manipulate me when I was a kid. I won't tell you what happened to this person. Okay, for it. And but the mirroring effect begins there because you're developing from within yourself. Because in the first 7 years, the mirroring effects are high. But also, what's happening is the gravitations. The kids, I mean, we all of us, we are copying gravitations. What it's gravitating around us, that's what we're accepting as normality. So, for example, if you were in the toxic family environment and you grow up in this toxic family environment, now you're accepting that this toxicity is normal. But guess what? You are mirrored within you. And now, when you lived in a toxic environment, grow up, now you have a family, now you're divorced, and you understand you have the same toxicity as the toxicity you grow up. basically copy of your mother or of your father or whatever the situation might be. Now you begin to see the effect in your kids. Now you begin to realize, oops, there is something going on in there. There is something wrong in there. There's something has to be done. And right now, because we are shifting this age of Pisces to age of Aquarius, before everyone was like, it's been like this, it's always going to be like this. This doesn't work anymore here. It's time to cut that crap out, because we are getting kind of more and more issues, more and more problems with. And the mirroring, yes, that's what this is. It's missing the good environment of mirroring. We more have a let me play on my phone. Mom, don't touch me. Let me get to this. Mom, can you bring me a this? Mom, can you buy me a this? Mom, if you love me, you're going to buy me this. Ever heard those words? Or maybe some of you triggered by this for it. Or, Mom, can you watch TV? And you're like, oh, sure. So you can have a peace from within you instead of spend time with them. When was the last time you take the kids and go show them at the wood shop how to cut wood? How fun they can create cubes, or they can create some furnitures for it, so they can learn. Gonna be good experience for it. Okay, so that's what this is. That's what comes in. But healing the inner child, it's very, very, very good. He fell asleep. Give me a second, guys. I'm coming. So that's what I'm referring into it. And now the issues are coming from all over the place. I mean, I see in quite a few around the globe, not like on certain place or certain situations or certain political systems. Nope. All this is called electronic evolutions. We're guilty of it. So the kids not bothering us, we give them something to play with, or we give them something where they need an attention, so on, instead of pay attention to what's actually really going on, and so on. Wow, 18:18 on the clock. All right, you guys have so many questions? Yeah, there was the TV on my generation. Actually, in my generations, we have a TVs for it, and I remember there was a certain TV shows that I watched so much. I watched Shogun by James Clavell. I liked Blake 7. That was a sci-fi series, and so on for it. And yeah, but we more played outside. We were raised on the street. We had games. We learned to play games together. We learned to socialize together. We learned to get within together for it. Okay, we were walking to the school. There was no buses. it was more secure, more happy, more trustful, and so on and so on. And people kept their word, and we learned that in the streets. For but the development back there, I'm talking about that will be like late 70s, early 80s. Okay, the people give us the culture, the best culture of behaviors. We were schooled within behaviors. We learned from a bad behavior on the street when somebody got beaten up because they were behaving badly, and we don't want it to behave badly. Okay, we don't want it to be looking at and be badly within the street and so on. So yeah, I got a job at 14. I got a job at 15. Let me tell you this. I had to go to the Social Security Service. I had to go and tell them that what was the reason for it. I had to go get a medical examination, and the doctor was looking at me and was like, "Are you okay to work? I mean, nobody works here like that." I never seen in my practice as somebody who is a 15 to come and ask me for permissions for work. He questioned that because this was out of and it was antisocial. But I had to work. I had to support myself. I had to be self-responsible at a very early age, and that actually helped me to be maturing. And probably, Seashell, you are so matured very early in age. You couldn't relate it to generations with you. Probably related with older or maybe younger generations in there. You relate with the older because you're wise, but you relate it with the younger generations because you want to help them, teach them to develop and coach for it. Yes. I'm sorry, Tiffany. For Seashell, what about the negative forces that don't want to evolve and progress that disturb? They're there too. You need to understand the negative forces, if they don't have any more energy to get it from somewhere, they dissolved. And I'm going to tell you a little story about a negative energy. Okay. So the negative energy walked inside of the kingdom, and it was ugly, you know. It's like, and everybody's like, "Ooh, how ugly you are!" They pay attention to it, and they give the energy. So this energy begins to grow and grow and grow. Now everybody is like, "Get off! You smell like this! Get out of here! And you're so big, we can't fight you." They put fighters. He killed all the fighters. Now he's set up on the throne of the king, and the king goes in and there and is like, getting bigger and bigger. So now everybody's looking at it like, what are they going to do? So they went to a wise man in the forest, and the wise man says, "Oh, so easy. Oh, what do you mean? You'll see." They went to this negative energy, okay, sitting on the throne, and wow, why beautiful you are. And begins to get smaller. And now everyone, "Oh, we love you. Look at you, how beautiful you are. Look at how good you are. Look at, you're so nice and you're so," and everyone begin to get more positiveness and positiveness within. And since that negative energy fed from the negative energy, there is no more negative energy. He cannot feed. So begin to small, 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 and at the end just poof, disappear. That's what's going to happen for it. That's what the whole thing with the negative energy, but the negative energy is also in you. Okay? The negative energy is also in you. And when you work with negative forces, you need to understand that the negative forces are there to test you or to help you to evolve into a higher level for. Um, yes, Tiffany, he is good with yin yang, and he sees the kids right there. He wants to play with the kids. He loves to play with kids, and now he get up again. He wants me to open up the balcony. I gotta walk him out too. But that's what it is. If you don't pay attention to the negative energies, they cannot feed. They get starved. It's the same thing from within yourself. If you don't feed your shadow, if you don't feed your negative energies, guess what? They begin to disappear from within you. If you don't think negative, are you going to have a negative energies within you? That also is a healing process from within your own self. For it, yeah, you're human. The ego, you have it. You can express, a negative, but there's going to be not as the same pattern as before, not as the same thing as before. So, yeah. Josh reporting was lead cramping up. My God, Josh. For yes. So yeah, you need to understand they will disrupt things. Sarah, welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming in. Yes, there is a social structure. We all understood exactly the social structure. It was based of being a human first, be a good folk, be a helpful. Um, they taught us that when you are in the bus, we have to get up of your seat so someone who is elder to take the seat for it. I don't see it these days from the younger generations. Very seldom, very seldom that is like for it. But yes, the social structure that thinks that we were all team and so on, and it was showing up. So you had a good childhood and you didn't need to heal much from it. I had some situations that I needed to heal for. There was a lot of issues came in because I wasn't raised by my parents, and people to begin to kind of like a pushing, shoving to me the situations about my mother's issue and my things about my mother and so on. So I had to go ahead and digging up some stuff in there. Turns out it was something different, but I managed to do it. I managed to do it. I actually was hard on me, okay, but I managed to do and heal them because it didn't bother me anymore. But I had to understood a lot of things. I had to understood the family karma. I had to understood human behaviors. I had to understood a family dynamics. I had to study a psychology as well. I had to study a lot of things. But at the end, the result was pretty good. The result that I found the inner peace, the energy, but then based that healing, and that inner peace begin to increase so much. It helps me to cross paths from within me because I had to use this and apply to it to my soul connection situations as well. So all this was related from within because people try to tell me that I had an issue with abandonment because of my mother, but I was not abandoned. I was actually very well taken care of, better than my mom could take care of me. I already knew that from within. So it wasn't abandonment about my mother. There was some abandonment of people who don't not understand love. That's what was my actual issue that I needed to look from within you. I had to look from within me. I'm sorry. So that's what I had to heal. I had to heal that I didn't understood that some of the people never loved me because they didn't understood love. That's what it was. And I keep repeating that parent of getting to people who don't understand proper way of love. And when they don't understand the proper love, the true love from within me, and because they don't understand it, they abandon it. But I told that they abandoned me, but they weren't abandoning me. They were abandoning themselves. For so had a lot of work. Okay, I do a lot of work. I mean, yeah. But it's also related to your twin flames because a lot of the twin flames they don't understand the soul love, they don't understand the soul connections, they don't understand the divine love from within. And when you bring that amount of clean love to someone, and guess what, they get scared. the fear of clean, pure love is so much because you are required you to come up with the same thing, but you can't come up with the same thing because you haven't worked on yourself to get that clear love. And now most of the issues within twin flames is rise up like this. The one person love unconditionally, the other one he can't love unconditionally. He doesn't want to work on themselves to love unconditionally. They don't want to fix their shadow from within. And that's what, yes, it's a lot of lessons within family. I even end up going to my grandparents' place to feel the energy in there. I drove 3 hours one way and 3 hours back. I went and I achieved that. That was recently I did that. For that dog is a yin yang. That dog's got a beautiful heart on him and beautiful Mickey Mouse on the other side. For it, yes, and I love him. He's my puppy. I love him so much. At night, I hug him. He sleeps with me, and he snores. And God bless, he doesn't do other stuff for it. But yes, for it. Forgiveness is healing. Yes, exactly. Forgiveness is healing. Okay, forgiveness is healing. And there is a lot of other side of forgiveness. Sometimes we don't want to talk about that because of not proper understanding that in order to ask for forgiveness, it's required change of behavior. Because if you keep forgiving the person for the same things over and over, like some of the toxic relationships, you keep forgiving the person and they continue to damage you, they continue hurting you. Was that a forgiveness now? No, that's not forgiveness. That is a submission, which is totally different for it. There is no update. There is nothing going on in there. With my last soul connections, basically things were, yeah. The door is open. No call, no show. Nothing. I mean, I only think the last time was I didn't even plan it. When I went to pick up my dog, we catch up ourselves into the. You guys know all the stories when you're trying to walk away from certain things, but the divine is like to remind you about it. I tried to bypass road because I wanted to see a friend that's living close by. I didn't know that he was living close by the way. He said, I'm going to be there. He was supposed to be in total different town. But he told me, no, I'm going to be in there, and this is the street. And then when I look at the street, I'm like, oh, crap. So how I'm going to manage? And I'm like, I'm just going to go to this street around and then go to that street. And hopefully we don't see each other, right? You're trying to escape that, right? And guess what? Divine says, I can't escape this. So we stop in a traffic light and the car next to me there. And you guys know that was the last update, but I have no other update for it for you guys. There is no updates in there. Everyone has to work on their issues. I gotta tell you that for it. So yes, that's what this is, guys. Wow, that was a pretty good session. So 2 hours, 20 minutes. Healing is good because healing is going to help you to proper management of your energy and your vibrations. And the more pure intentions you have, the more truth you have within you, the more energy you will be able to have from within you, but the more things that you can deal and work with. Okay. Katie, how to release toxic twin, toxic energy deal when energy persists? You have to transmute it. Okay. If it's a toxic, okay, this is like an energy. First of all, if that energy persists, if you are the toxic person, for example, you have to fix it from within you. If your partner is a toxic, okay, if you feel their energy, you send it back. Let that mirror effect show them who they truly are within that toxicity. For releasing a toxic twin, you have to go and basically the biggest thing that you have to do, but you don't have to fear about it. Okay, you have to follow it, psychology behavior cleansing, which is basically no communications with a toxic personality. Okay, when somebody does this toxicity from within them, you basically do no contact. When you do no contact for it, you actually point them out to their directions to work from within this. Okay, you have this power to fix it within them. If you properly understand a pattern of toxic relationships, you will understand that the toxic twin is created by someone. That could be a previous relationships, but that could be a parents, that could be a grandparents, or that could be within their shadow. That could be have something that they're afraid to say. That could be something with culture. That could be something with different religions they hide. That could be something with the behavior or secret agendas, for example. But they have to focus and they have to work within this. It's required confession. But with some of the toxic relationships, some of the toxic traits, personalities, when the person recognizes the traits, the person also recognizes the source. That could be their previous partner, for example. They separate from it, but the toxic traits are still there because they're like a habit. But that also could be coming from the parents. For it, one of the parents is actually toxic, and they were so toxic towards the twin flame that it's toxic, and now these parents are stuck in there. So that's what it was. I have to say so much thank you to it has been explained that at some point the divine does that brings the twin flames together, but it cuts them off from all the family. No kids or no parents or no, just totally just cuts everything from within. So what are you doing there, Sensei? No. Oh, is your girlfriend outside? That's what you're barking about. For. Uh, for. Sarah. Sensei, be quiet. Sarah. Hi, Crystalline. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Dear, what do you think about the importance of take care of a physical body with a good nutrition, sleep, exercise, because of the body house energy connections with the true twin? Yes, there is you need to understand there is a good and a bad behavior patterns and so on. Sarah T, thank you for coming to the chat, Sarah. That is important. Okay. Goldray, Twin Flame, was very much on this. He was like, please, taking care of your health, taking care of your body, taking care of your things from within you. Because it's going to come to a time that you have so many things you want to achieve, you want to say, you want to do, you want to give to the world, but your health will not allow that to it. So yes, the health is good. We need to understand the healthy patterns begins first from within you. You have a lot of health you need to take care of. That is a physical health, that is an emotional health, that is a mental health that you have from within you, that is a energy health from within you, and there is a spiritual health from within you. Okay, a lot of the people think that only the physical part. Yes, the physical part is good, is great from it within this. You know what you put in your body, that's what's coming out. I can understand this, but also there was the situations that were brought that in. Some of the people went out to completely, in a vegetarian menu and so on, and they like, deal, we cannot work with certain energies. What's going on? What is the situations? And I tell them about one thing. Okay, the lack of certain proteins that come from the meat products, you needed to have them because that proteins, they're very important about your brain. Okay, they're very important in there. Lack of these proteins, you can't get them from other places. They were laughing at me, and I told them, listen, here, there is the study. I went, I digged up the medical study that was back in the United States, dig up the medical study, and I gave it to them. And they're like, yes, you are right. So they begin to introduce again the meat within their menu, and the energies begin to flow from within. You need to understand that everything that is here, okay, that we are consuming from within, it's got a benefits from within us. But now with all this processed food and all this fake tomatoes, all this fake fruit, vegetables, and so on, then we begin to have a lot of issues within the energies. And we are going to learn at the age of Aquarius to self-producing things from with us as much as we can for with this to it. I'm so happy that I'm here right now because here in Bulgaria, most of the food, actually, I can go to out of town here, and I can get naturally grown meat or naturally grown tomatoes. And those are really organic foods. Okay, we're talking about. So yes, and it's very important to understand this, though. Okay, you can't just limit yourself from certain things. You can't. This energies doesn't work that way. For, um, so the energetic connections with the true twin flame, Sarah, it's based on one thing, one most important thing. That is the truth. If you want to be happy with your twin flame, don't put the happiness as primary situations because happiness comes after the truth. And the true twin flame has to be a true within themselves. Everything begins within the truth. The truth is the base. It's the base for everything you want to have. If you lack in the truth, you everything else that you're going to get it is false. Everything. You lacking the truth, everything else is false. But if you get in the truth, everything you do becomes true from within. And that is a lot of the twin flames lacking this. That's what understanding the value of the truth. But good points in there. Um, Tiffany, my reason for getting a job was to give my mom a break. Very good point, Tiffany. Okay, very in a good point within these situations. Uh, my point was also helping my mom, but the situation was different. I began to give her money, and I had no money. Then I suffer a lot. I spoke with my father. My father told me that you you don't understand your mother, are you? So I went to live when I was 15 with my mother. I didn't know who my mother was for. And I went to live with my dad. But there was a different situation with my dad. My dad was on depression because of the divorce with my mom. He never got married. So there is some highly level energies because of this whole situations For I begin to uncover more energies lately with this all situations, but I begin to be separate very young in age. I begin to like the age of 16. I was in my own. I had my own place. I rented my own situations, and turned out pretty good. I would say it turned out pretty good because I learned how to manage. I learned how to cook. I learned how to take care of myself. I I really evolved in young ages. Well, something strange happened when I was 19, 20. I highly awakened. I could have felt everyone's thoughts in my head, and I couldn't go outside. I was like, oh, this energy is too much for me, and I had to kind of like calm down that stuff for. So yeah, that's self love. Louis Hay, you can heal your life. I brought this book with tears and still have. Ray of Light. God bless you for bringing that book. I believe that at the end of the book, there is a guidelines. For example, if your teeth hurts, what is the cause? And the issue is unsolved problem. I believe that's what one of the causes were. And you can look with descriptions of solve your issue and your tooth will stop hurting. For she's very this book I will suggest to everybody if you want to heal. Yes, Louis Hay is very beautiful book. I actually used to sell occultic literature back in the days. That was one of the books I've been selling. I know what it is all about. And Ray, may the force be with you. Thank you for getting this book up here. Sarati, I feel the need to start eating meat again after years of being vegetarian. Became activate these days. I just listen to my body and give what it's telling me it needs. Exactly, Sarah T. I was you. I will. For example, the one of the best thing is for it. Um, uh, One of the best things that you can do is, for example, if you don't like to eat the meat, just actual meat for it, just boil it, for example, make like a bouillon type for it, and or create soups from within. If you don't like to eat the meat, but the proteins through the water, they're gonna get into there. Some of those proteins. But really begin to introducing a little bit meat is going to help you to get back into a different high level of vibes. May sound strange to you, but that's what it is. But yeah, give it a try. Suppose the TF truth is not my truth. Uh, if your twin flame is not true to you, how can be in a true twin flame connection, Katie? You won't be. So you're not gonna be happened like this. And yeah, the truth is recommendations in there. That's what that is. Sarah, do you believe that love can heal someone that lost in the underworld? Lost in the underworld depends how lost it is and what keeps him in there. Because if he's got a contract within the underworld, it's going to require a lot more than just love. Okay, it's going to require a lot more than just love. It's going to require some divine interventions in there, but the person has to be willing to work from within. I will suggest you a movie, What the Dreams May Become. And yeah, go find that movie. And he saved his wife for it, but he couldn't do it while he's alive. So You will understand what I'm trying to say about this. Some of the things with all this situations is little different. If you have something in mind, find me on the Facebook. Maybe we can explain some of the things behind the veil from it, because this is a I feel like this is a specific situation, but you can heal someone who can come out of the underworld. You can heal them, yes. They can be healed. Here's a confirmation for you. But they have to willing to let go of that pattern within them. They have to willing. They have to have a will power to cut it off with the engagement with these energies, and that has to come from with their self realizations. This is like you trying to heal a drug addict for it, but they have to come to the clear conscious 100% within them that they don't need the drugs on it. They have to become sober if they are with alcohol and so on. But still, for some people, being within the toxic energies, it's like a drugs to them. So it all depends of how things are within the underworld. Okay. Um, so part. Happier song, Basti and Marshmallow. I just want to be happy. TF doesn't want me to work. TF doesn't want me to date. Not my Twitter truth, not my reality. Um, well, you gotta look at it, Katie. Maybe we're talking about here toxic relationships in there that they don't like you, but they don't permit you. This is more sounds like a narcissistic behavior in there to me. 4. Very good questions, everybody. Very good energies. If you guys have some more questions about, let me know. If not, we are going to be working out to close this sessions for it. So we already got like 2.5 hours in there. I mean, I can put some more. If you guys have some questions, not a problem. We can stay more. We can even another hour or so. But Sarah, yes, that's very, very tough situations in there. You can't save someone who does not want to be saved. So, underworld is underworld. The worst part is if it's the family has things to do with the underworld. It's like family traits. So, for example, if grandma who passed away, she was the one who was dealing with doing some magic or and some sort of things with work within, within the underworld. The energies within in the parents, but then that energy actually begins to evolve within the twin flame. Now he is within that same energy. It's for it. And if your grandma made a soul contract about the whole family line without realizing what he's doing, now your twin flame can have a soul contract that he has to obey because of the family. Oh, yeah. I know, Sarah. Something he wishes to never know, right? My favorite movie, Constantine. Yeah, I know. I felt your energy, and it's hard. But you need to understand there is always a ways. I mean, if there is a way in and there is a way out, okay, there is always a way out. Because your person can say this contract was not made by me, has nothing to do, I have no aspirations within this. And but he has to disengage with the energies and the family from within. This is basically you telling, a lot of the people don't realize this, but a lot of the people have to say, like, I have nothing else anymore to do with my family. They are who they are, and I'm out of this family for this reason. I have to be the different. I'm the black sheep. In this case, it's the white sheep within the black family, but uh, you get the point. There has to be a way out there. Sarah, give it to the divine. Exactly, right? Exactly. But never underestimate the power of soul contract when it's made. You, the divine powers, okay, they are applied for the both sides of the energy force. Uh, okay, the law is the law, basically, within the spiritual contracts for it. But yeah, you give it to the divine. Have a wonderful rest of your day, dear, and all. Thank you for the questions, messages, and healing time together. Thank you, Maria Richards. Yes, thank you so much. We have 25 people watching and 25 likes, 26 likes. Oh, wow. Thank you. And I appreciate you guys. And now, if you guys can, we can pick it up something for tomorrow. We're going to talk about relationships. The moon is there. If you guys want to talk something about relationships, we can discuss this. Seashell, yeah. You will disbelieve because it's within you. And you will disbelieve that this is a narcissistic trait. Okay, maybe not full-blown narcissism. I'm talking about narcissistic traits or toxic environments for it. And if you disbelieve to do it, I will suggest you to go ahead and study it. But you can turn these traits to something positive. You can recognize the traits within others and help them to disengage the way you did. You heal yourself from these patterns, you will help others to heal from within. Okay, you can always do that, but you need to understand that what is your traits are and what is your situation, Seashell. But if you recognize something like this and you disbelieve on this, then you gotta look at it in there, because kind of like you fighting something that it's from within you. Maybe accepting within you. Once you accepting within you is like a shadow for it. Let that shadow comes out, and now that shadow is not going to bother you anymore. But you're going to be able to recognize within others and helping others. One of the biggest professors out there for narcissism, he's like, I'm a narcissist. That's what he said. But I came out, so I can help the narcissist. But that's what that is. Seashell, thank you so much, dear, for all you do. You're welcome. You're welcome, and hopefully you're gonna look within your shadow. Hopefully you're gonna be able to heal situations. Catherine Gutierrez, thank you, dear. What time do you start these lives? I start them every day. That is about the same time I started at this one today. They're about 4:15, sometimes 4:30. Very seldom at 5 o'clock. That's mean I got something that I need to attend or someplace I need to be for it. Yeah. And, there has been a lot of narcissism going on, undercovered, underchecked, underseen, and it was accepted as a normal behavior. Crystalline, yes, I can understand this for it. But now, in the age of Aquarius, this thing's going to come out on the surface, and it's going to be beginning to a lot of healing going on. That's what this healing is right now in the next 2-3 years with Pluto be in a Capricorn. When Pluto enters Aquarius, he's going to help us to transition, okay, Pluto is a transition planet, helps to transition, transform. Okay. So we are going to be working a lot, and that's what, if you looking at in the past 2-3 years, there has been a lot of psychology videos, a lot of narcissistic, a lot of toxic energies that come out on the surface, and we want to help each other. Uh, Katie, yes, it's in Bulgarian time, 4 p.m. Bulgarian time. So, crystalline, the best way you to heal the bloodline is when you remove yourself away from the bloodline. Okay, so picture this: you are in this environment, and that environment holds you. Now you take yourself out of this environment, and you grow different. Now you're so big that you impact them, and you help them to transform and bloom. That's how that works for it. And some of the family members is going to pick up your blooming. Some of you, no. But you can heal whoever he wants to heal. I sense that some of the family members that I have and connected with, they begin to awaken now, which is good, right? But it works, okay? It's proven that it works. Not only through me, but I have a client who's been done this, a client who they take out of the family environment. They cut off the contact with the parents. They cut off the contact with family members. They move out of the way. Now they're much better. And they develop a new life. They build a new life. They build everything. But that also applies when the twin flames are coming together. They just disengage with the parents completely, the family line. That's wonderful. I'm glad your family members are awakened. Some of them begin. Yes, I can see that. That goes through it, through the bloodline. But also I see the impact with other people that I'm working on it, who are in this. Okay, I seen it. And you know what, you see it when you heal a bloodline within family. When you go to a family that before there was all distorted energies, all these stagnations and all this fights within the egos and so on. But after that, things are healed, and you go back within that energies in there. To know how different that environment is. It's priceless. Priceless. Does it work for you to go through the pain? Yes, it is. But it's priceless because you not only heal yourself, you heal your bloodline as well. That's what is important when healing. Okay? But the healing begins first where? In you, not somewhere else. People think for healing to someone to come in and heal them for it. No. You heal you. You recognize that you are in a toxic manipulations from the family. You recognize there is a toxic parents within the family. You recognize there is a lot of toxicity around you that's screwing up your life, and your life sucks. Well, what do? You get yourself out of there. And once you get yourself out of there, you find a new place where you can be. You find a new job. You find a new life. No contact with them. Now they begin to think about what happened. Now they look at their toxic traits. Now they begin to heal themselves. And later on, it's like, you know what? We apologize for everything. We want to behave better. Okay. You see, the healing gets passed from you to them. But it's the same thing within the twin flames. Some of the twin flames who are toxic, you really have to cut them off. Chop, chop. Let them deal with that. But you heal yourself. Once you heal yourself, they're going to pick it up if they're willing to. That is the inner work. I completely agree with you, Diego. Hey, Diego. Welcome to chat. Glad to see you here. Crystal, thank you for coming in. I moved away from my hometown to heal and make many family friends angry, but it was necessary for my healing. Exactly. There you go, Crystal. Exactly. I didn't have a choice but to get off my family lives. Now that I know my sacrifice is helping them heal, I feel so helpful. Hopeful. Yes, Crystalline. Let me tell you, moving away, getting out of the way, because I understood that my father and my mother, they were in a toxic relationships. So imagine there was a two apartments I can stay in the town. No, I want to pick up my own place for it. Until my grandfather comes in, is like, you know what, you should go back to your mother and so on, and she's going to, talk to her, she's going to behave good and so on and so on. And I promised my grandfather for it because he was the father to me. I went come back, but my mother didn't change her behaviors. So that was it. You give another chance, then I give my mother one more chance later on when I moved with my ex-wife in there. And disaster was bigger, and then I'm like, we're done. And now I understood I was forced to cut off the contact with the family, the whole thing. So now I'm legally binded to certain things about real estate and so on, and I got to deal with my biggest brother. But yeah, but it's toxic. So sharing here, okay, sharing. We all sharing. We all have to be the truth out here. It's difficult. I know it's difficult and it's hard and it hurts, but you know what? If you have a friends, you have places, you know how to do things. You believe in yourself, Crystalline, and you trust the divine. Divine will help you. Okay? Divine will help you. So, but yeah. Because sometimes the people who's been in a toxic environment, they have a hard time being non-toxic when they're cleansing for it. But when they put the will to cleanse and stay away from the toxic behavior, toxic parents, lies, manipulations, and so on, they heal. And now when they sense manipulations, they see the benefits, how bad it was, they don't want to go back. They want to stay in a good, healthy environment. But if the person has a lack of discipline, they may go into the clean environment, but the lack of discipline is going to keep putting back in there. It's all depends of the fears they have to overcome. It all depends of the situations for it. But I know that I actually right now here in town I have two people that are working with these cases, two of them, not one, two, for it. And in town that I moved recently here, you can imagine out there, in the network space, in the Facebook, and the people who came to astrology readings and so on, how much others I have for it, but it works. Okay, with some of the people, I'm so happy that it works, and that's what I'm giving you this because these energies of work with people, I'm looking at the success ratio for it, in the success, the improvement. It may be a little improvement, but I'm looking at those improvements are better than non-improvement at all. Not improvement at all, because some people were improved, and it's for them. but they have to deal with that non-improvement when their kids have it. It's kind of like family karma in there. So yeah, it is what it is. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you all for the super chat and the donations. And I really appreciate today's chat. For let us work together. Let us working together here as a team. Let us help each other as team to heal. Because once we healed, we can help other people to heal. Let's pass this from one to another, to another, to another, from within. And let's go ahead and help for a better society. Let's go ahead and build this age of Aquarius for us. But we gotta be rebels. We can't just sitting and doing the same thing that was done in the age of Pisces. We have to create revolutions from within us. We have to be disciplined. We have to be spiritual warriors. We have to get to work. That's what is important for it. Okay, guys, because stuck in the same place with the same situations, with the same patterns, and patterns that are passing from the one era to the other is not going to work. We all know that. We all understand that. But we have to do the best as we can to do it. All right, guys. So thank you for being here. So much love to you. And we are going to look at understanding the lesson in our relationships to transform. Ray, that is the topic for tomorrow. I bet that's what you mean. I sense the energy, so gotcha. How nice is that, right? When all this works. I know you're laughing. Crystalline, thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you. I know that what I give it to you in our talks, Crystalline, about toxic relationships, I know I haven't made a video yet for healing the narcissism because I'm still working on it. I'm still uh, study more these toxic patterns from within. All I know for right now is that through all this, when I pull people away from that environment and help them to figure out and look what they can from within, I see that they begin to work on their self-healing by themselves. And it works, okay? Um, but we have to look from within the things that more is involved in there. There is something else that goes on behind. That is fixing the duality and fixing the comfort zone that the toxic environment got used to this instead of working. Um, Still patterns in there that has to be looked for within the person. But Crystalline, thank you for this. But yeah, you can do it. You know it's gonna worth it. I have faith in you. And tomorrow we are going to be looking at understanding the lessons in our relationships to transform. Thank you, Ray. Yes, I got the energy. It's pretty good, actually. You hit the bull eye for it. Okay, Ray. All right, people begin to message me on the Facebook. I got some things that I need to do, guys. But thank you for coming in today. Thank you for all your support. And tomorrow we are going to come back here at 4 o'clock. We're going to be talking about understanding the lessons in our relationships to transform. All right, guys. Thank you. And guys, just be love. Let's share the love. I appreciate the inner peace you keep in the room. This is priceless in here because we are working together here. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Diego. Thank you all. Be love.